Shalom. I'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth, peace, and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is on Jeremiah chapter 17. I just wanted to touch on this. There's a number of different things. Actually, you know something? Let's take this up to let's do this. Jeremiah chapter 17. We're gonna go straight off into it. Okay, this is the deceitful heart. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 17, starting at verse 1. The word of Judah is written. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with a point of a diamond. Okay, because it is truly noted what's been going on with Judah, the southern kingdom, as well as the northern kingdom. Okay, and these things are prevalent. Okay, it is graven upon the table of their heart. You see, what our people are going through and what we have been doing. Yahweh Shai has been paying close attention. And if you notice, a lot of people has been getting judged. And upon the horns of your altars, you see, the internet of America. America is an altar, just waiting for some fire because it's already got the meat. You know, the meat of the fat kidneys of rams and the bullocks and all that. Those your Edomites. You got your pork on the altar. You know, those your Edomites, your heathens and 2/3. Okay, so all that's there. Whilst thou children remember their altars and their graves by the green. I'm reading the TNM. Okay, let's go back up here. Will thy children remember the altars and the graves by the green trees upon the high hills? Will they? No, because as generations get deeper into or going into the new world order, as we're going into right now with the different things that Donald Trump and all of them are doing, things are happening so exponentially to where one is not able to. These young people that are coming up, they're out of order. Their children are out of order. I mean, you got children right now making adult decisions, and it shouldn't be that way. Oh, my mountain in the field, that's us, amongst the people, I will give thee substance. We can count on the Lord being there for us, and all thy treasures to the spoil. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are being judged now because, remember, a lot of people rejected Yahweh Shai back in ancient days. So now they're being rejected now. Okay. And thy high places for sin. You see? Every high place of man here on earth. Okay. No matter what tribe you're from, is all taken up by sin. Throughout all thy borders. Yep. You see, in all that we do, all the way up to thy gates. You see, these things. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy and thou even thyself, okay, shalt discontinue from thine heritage. You see, because a lot of our people, especially 2/3, are not even trying to do what we're doing now. They're not trying to get themselves together. They're not trying to push the truth. They're not trying you know. And by not trying, that's an automatic failure. Isaiah chapter 1 and 3, they don't even consider Yahweh Shai at all. Their minds are caught up by JC and all these P Diddy's and these world leaders that are out of control. You know, and it's really easy to see the world leaders and see the things that they're doing and not trust them. And not trust them, okay? Our people have stepped away from their heritage, stepped away from who they are. And as we try to awaken ourselves and awaken, the hope for the next, we also waking up the two-thirds too, and the rest of the world, you know, as to who we are. Remember who we are, that Lion King thing, remember who you are. Remember that? That I gave thee. You see, the heritage that Yahweh gave us. Remember, we were named a people before we were named a place. Israel, you see. We were named a people before we were named a place. Okay, you see. So, and I will call thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. You see, because this land right here is our land, but we don't know it now. Why? Because we're not in our higher vibration to be able to do any of the things that our ancestors were doing. The Tartarians, Moors. You see, my last name, Mosby. Mosby derives from Moresby, Morsby. Moresby derives from Moors. Moors derives from Moors nation, Tartarian empire. Okay, you see, and so I know where our people go back to. My family, we didn't come on a slave ship. We didn't come on a slave. I'm a Northern Kingdom, Reubenite, Seminole, Indian, Choctaw, warrior. Okay, that's on my father's side. My mother's side is Gadite, Gadite Cherokee Nation. Okay, and so these things are already understood concerning me. You know, we go back. We come from a line of chiefs and all this and that and stuff. We don't come from the slave ship and gathered up and all this and that. But remember, many of the Northern Kingdom was taken over there to Africa during the 14 and 1500s and sold as Indian slaves. Okay, during the 14 and 1500s, and then was rounded back up during the descendants of them was rounded back up during the 16 and 1700s. Okay, and brought over here. Okay, back to where they came from, but now called Africans. Okay, now African Americans. You see, I'm not African American. You see, so so. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger. You see, the Northern Kingdom. That's the reason why we're going to the Southern Kingdom, because we were doing what? We were sacrificing, in some cases, human sacrifices and different things that we were doing to false gods, serving false gods, idols, worshiping these things and stuff, doing all types of bestiality, all types of sexual acts, all types of giving in marriage, adultery, and all these different types of things, betraying one another, befriending each other, a neighbor against a neighbor. All these things we did in ancient days, these things are coming back now. Okay, that we doing, our people are doing now, just like our neighbors now. Our neighbor on our block right here, our neighbors, they weaponize the police and weaponize the city blight inspectors and the waste management inspectors. They weaponize them and use them against the neighbors. Call in and report the neighbor doing this and the neighbor doing that in order to get the police on the neighbor's behind, because they they really want that other neighbor's property. And so they want to try to oust that neighbor off the block, you see, by, constantly calling police on him, one way or him or her, one way or the other. I mean, hey, It's our block right now. It's not ruled by a gang of young thugs. No, it's being ruled by a group of three old biddies and one young biddy. Ruling the block. You better do what they say, or they'll call the police and report that your car is abandoned. Yeah, and the cops, guess what? They'll come and put a sticker on your car. I want a sticker on your car. I notice for you to appear in court or move your vehicle, but you want to appear in court. You know, you know, and say something. So for sure you ain't got to pay it. But you need to go in court and say something so that way the judge will know once it happens again. Hey, we got a bad neighbor on the block that's using the police to try to control us. You know, on us other neighbors, us good neighbors. Okay, and these bad neighbors are usually particularly the ones that have been on the block since the planet Earth was created, right? So they want everybody to obey them. All right, whatever. Okay, so begin back to it. Sorry for the rant. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusted in man. Right, because Sirach chapter, just using Sirach chapter 12 verse 10, even though this is talking about Esau is Edom, you know, trust not, never trust thy enemies, because as iron rusts, so does his ways. Right? Because a man is only a man. And Yahweh said, let a man be, let the Lord be the truth and every man be the liar. Okay. So man can only let you down because man does not have the power that he wants to wield. Okay, he wants to wield much mighty power and strength, but he's locked inside. We're locked inside these chains of darkness, this flesh, this sinful flesh. Okay, and so that's what that be. And make it flesh his arm. You see, flesh. Flesh is sinful. So that means he's going to do different things. Just like, what's his name here? He just left out Thompson. He had an emergency. He had to go this, that, and the other. He had no emergency. He just say that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's being held captive or something. I don't know. And who in his own mind, right? And he needs somebody to help him validate him, but his actions, one way or the other, I guess. And whose heart departed from the Lord. You see, those people's heart depart from the Lord, and that's the reason why Isaiah chapter 55 verse 6. For those of us that are righteous, that sometimes falter because a righteous man will fall sometimes, many times, but it's all about him getting back up and doing what Isaiah chapter 55 verse 6. Call upon the Lord while he is near, seek him while he may be found. Let the righteous man, not the wicked, let the righteous man turn from his wicked thoughts and change his wicked ways. You know what I'm saying? Because a righteous man will have some wicked thoughts and might do some wicked things, but that is not him. He just fell down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about this guy. I'm talking about the righteous concerning the wicked. But concern yourself not by how the wicked are judged, but only by how the righteous are saved. So this is verse 6. For he shall be like the health, the heath in the desert, you see, and shall not see when good cometh, you see, but shall inhabit the parch places in the wilderness. That means messed up in a bold spot. In other words, in a soft land and not inhabited. You see, not inhabited. Look, I want to take the time to remind you all to press the like button and the algorithms. And that helps us for the algorithm of this YouTube channel. And also, if you will, please press the subscription button and the notification bell. That way, you will receive future notification each time I release a new video for your spiritual edification. Okay, or for your motivation or inspiration. A lot of people have a different reasons as to why they tune into to anybody's video. Whether they coming for the lesson, coming for the word, or the meat, the milk, or the honey of the word, but people tune in for their own particular reasons. Let's go to verse 7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord. You see, and whose Yahweh, and whose hope and whose hope the Lord is. You see, that's who our hope is, because we know it is the Lord that is the strength, the rock, the everything that has allowed us to be able to be looked upon as innocent and pure and standing before Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? Because he is our mediator. He is the one, John chapter 17, uh, verse 9, right? We're starting there where the Lord makes it clear. Okay, he has not lost not one of us. We are thine that thine has given him. Okay, Yahweh has given him us. And Yahweh shall say he has not lost not one of us, because he is the one that prays for us. He is our mediator. He is the one that speaks for us. He is the one that prays to Yahweh on our behalf. You see, he is the one that our spirit intercedes with. Okay, at times when we don't even understand, to drop down and pray, our spirit prays for us. To who? Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. You see, to Yahweh Shai. You see, we ever so thankful for that. Verse 8, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters. You see, the waters of what? Knowledge. The waters of this everlasting flowing water and knowledge and wisdom. You see, Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, and that is what we have. That's what we're seeking for. That's what we're looking for, to be deep within us, that we keep that oil and never let it go. You see, and always be able and ready to trim our lamps. Okay, you see, planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the rivers, you see, to grow. Seek that nourishment. Seek that nourishment of the word. That is the thing that's what's growing us and keeping us all going. Without this word, we wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't have anything. But that's the reason why Yahweh shall say he's leaving us. He left us with the comforter. He left us with the Holy Spirit. He left us with the word to comfort us, because that's all that we have. To comfort us in a world that in a moment is going to be Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Okay, where it's going to be a famine of the word. And a lot of brothers have been and did a whole lot of studying of 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. You see, because each brother is going to have to show what he has gathered, what he has become. Is he the same thing it was when he came in? What is he now? Okay, what type of precious metal is he? What type of mineral is he? What type of precious stone is he? What is he? What is all going to be found out when the time comes, when everything is shut down, and it's Amos chapter 8, verse 11, the famine of the word, and it may be martial law at the same time, and it might be no vehicles allowed on the road. Nobody's allowed on the road. Curfew, 24 hours in some cases. One man is going to want to talk to another man, for camaraderie's sake, to be able to speak and go back and forth and stuff, and just conversate. You see, two heads better than one, to be able to think about what they're going to do with what the next move. You see. And so things are going to get pretty treacherous out there in the world pretty soon. And shall not see when heat cometh. You see. And it's going to be like that for many instances, in many cases, for different situations. But her leaf shall be green. You see. Shall be green. Even going through whatever we're going through, as long as we stay steadfast in the word, we have proper nourishment to continue to grow us within the spirit, to keep us where we need to be, centered with Yahweh Shai. You see. and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. You see, you see, we got it coming. All this greatness, Yahweh Shai shall be there for us when the time comes. You see Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. You know, He's going to make sure that we have water, wine, food, all these things, that we have gladness of heart. You see, while everybody else, they don't have they don't have no food, no water, no wine, and they gonna have damnation and sadness of heart. You see, so we got to stay steadfast in the word, stay motivated in the word. That is our strength. That is our word. That is our power. That is all we have to sustain us. So, brothers and sisters, I'd like to go ahead and close it out right there. Okay, hopefully you were edified, motivated, or inspired, or maybe provoked to do better. And so put together some precepts that you can use to make a video that's edifying, motivating, and inspiring to another brother or sister. You see, and so that way you'll be doing something towards the word, okay, towards this truth, okay, towards doing what you're supposed to be doing for the truth, okay. And so I'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us the truth. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Okay, there we go.